How's it? Today is Friday. It's May 14th. It's the first day that I consider to be Big Friday of this block. It's not a Big Friday at all. I'm just going to 80 for snatch and 110 for clean and jerk. Um, Pretty simple, just for a couple singles. Steve did say that it would be beneficial to have me lifting from the ground at least once a week for singles or whatever rep range, just so that I can have practice with that range of motion. So that's what today is. Even though my elbow is sort of day to day, today felt okay, and I'm okay with it. I think this voodoo floss thing that I started doing does help a lot. So basically, I just get a long ass rubber band and wrap my elbow and try my best to put it through full range of motion. And then because it's restricting blood flow, once I remove that and start moving again, more blood, like warm blood, will push through, and that will sort of warm up my elbow, and hopefully in the long term will help with recovery and everything. But as it is today for warm up, I think it did help. Um, if it didn't help a lot, helping a little is still good for me. So that's what I did today. I tried to keep my warm ups the same that I normally do, where I'm just doing powers up to 60, where I do 2 powers and then 1 full snatch. And then I take it as sort of weight by weight up until 80, which is typically the first weight that I do singles for full snatches at anyway. And so here is the first set. I am trying my best to still keep that whole idea of having less extension on my wrist and keep my wrist itself actually stacked on my elbow. Once I have that sort of over my head, then I can keep the bar over my head for as long as I want because it doesn't hurt at all. Sort of just getting there is the issue. So as far as it was on Wednesday, my cleans sort of, when I pull too early with my arms, then there's pain, and when I push too early for the jerks, then there's pain as well. But this was probably the best snatch I've done since sort of tweaking my elbow again. And yeah, cleans don't feel super great. But once I warm up to weight, then I feel okay. I think once I remembered that if I pull too hard with my elbows or with my upper body from the extension point, then my elbow starts to feel a little bit of something. But overall, 110 clean and jerk is very light. Like I can power clean that very easily. So it's not a weight that I have to particularly try hard at. I just have to try my best to mitigate pain in my elbow. And I think I did that pretty well today, overall. That was my last warm up, and here is my first set at 110. Not too much to say about these. Again, like I'm just trying my best to lift without affecting my elbow. And a lot of these, reps don't even really matter. I think in the grand scheme of things, I think if I'm able to gain strength and have a decent showing on my technique, then I'll get heavier numbers. I think in the long run, I'm just trying my best to get my elbow to be 100%. Like even these reps seemed okay. So yeah, I am pretty happy. I guess happy is relative, but I'm pretty happy with how those felt. After that, I moved into my pause front squat. I had no idea how much I could do today. I've been having this weird issue behind my right knee where if I sort of just drop into the deep squat, at complete flexion of my knee, behind my knee, there is some uneasiness and some amount of pain. And so I wasn't sure how heavy I could front squat today. I did want to hit 140 as sort of a benchmark to just make sure that I can still do it. And yep, here it is. I was able to do it. I didn't fail. It was a little bit harder than I would have liked it to be. You see that little sticking point. But again, I didn't fail, so that's the positive side of that. I think overall, after the top set, the down sets are hard, but for a different reason. I don't feel like there's ever a potential for me to fail. It just feels that like these are difficult because they are a lot of reps. Like, I mean, 3 reps in one set's not a lot, but when you're doing a pause front squat, that is a lot of not breathing, and so that's why I feel like these are always hard. Not necessarily because the weight that I'm pushing is heavy or what have you. And here's my last set. Basically, if I'm able to do all these down sets, I think the top set doesn't matter as much, no matter how ugly or how good it looks. It's just like the down sets are more important to me as far as progress and strength development goes. So I'm happy that I was able to do all 9 reps of that, even though I wasn't happy here. After that, I moved into some pull-ups. So heavy weighted pull-ups for a set of 3, and then a couple down sets, bodyweight pull-ups, and then I do some GHG sit-ups. Something I actually didn't mention earlier for the snatches was that I was gonna not use my straps today because I think it's a little bit easier to maintain that proper wrist orientation without the straps. Except for some reason I decided to use the straps after that first rep of a snatch at that weight. I think it was because I wasn't able to properly grasp the bar and hold on to the bar. Whatever it is, I will probably continue doing that in the future. And yeah, that's it for today. Again, not bad for where I am, especially with my elbow. But yeah, thank you for watching. Shoots.